We are on the way live. Yeah, we're doing I don't know. I wanted to do a Dead Pit show tonight of some sort, so I thought we would kind of do an amalgamation. Is that a word? I think it is. With some of the WrestleManiacs guys and some of the Dead Pit guys, and mix it up a little bit because we are going to be talking about wrestling a little bit on here. And it's Black Friday, and I think we did a Black Friday video last year, Steve. I don't know if you remember this. It was me, Steve, and Double Schneeberger.
Double Schneeberger.
Yeah, that was one of the first videos I think we ever did with him, and we were talking about all of our Black Friday scores and all that, which I've been keeping up with on Facebook. A lot of people went out for Black Friday. Telephone call.
Is it that woman?
Yeah. So we're going to have a couple more people on here, but right now we got Garrett from the WrestleManiacs.
What's up, everybody?
And the wiener dog-loving maniac, Steve, from Dead Pit. And
Yeah.
And Uncle Bill, everybody's favorite asshole, is going to be on here, hopefully in here in a little bit. He said he'd be a little bit late, as usual.
You're my favorite asshole, Wes.
Well, thank you, Stephen. Thank you. But as you can tell by those guys' T-shirts, we're going to be talking about that CM Punk podcast, which was a surprise.
RVD.
Not CM Punk, Steve.
Oh.
Yeah. RVD's a different guy. We're going to be talking.
We're
talking about that. He was on the Art of Wrestling podcast with Colt Command, which I'd never listened to until, and I'm sure a lot of people had never listened to until this past show. But we'll talk about that in great detail here in a little bit, because a lot of people were wondering, wanted to know the whole story. And I figured if we were ever going to hear the whole story, it would be on like a RF video shoot interview or something. We'd have to pay money to get it, which, there's other means to be getting it anyway, but I'm just glad that it was totally free, and it was one of the more entertaining like podcast interview things that I've ever heard. So, I think we should definitely devote a lot of time to that one.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know, there's just a couple other things like the Star Wars, everyone's been talking about the Episode 7 trailer, which was recently released, I think today or last night or something, and one of Steve's favorite bands of all time, Creed, their lead singer has evidently went completely batshit crazy over the last little bit. And that's just I was like, that has nothing to do with anything we were talking about, but damn it, that shit, whether or not we want to admit it or not, Creed was like the soundtrack to our lives and shit when we were in like high school, and Steve was like going to community college back in the day, Yeah, it really is, so I figured, hell, what the hell, we'll talk about that as well. So, but anyway, kicking it off, guys, did you guys embrace all the sales today? Black Friday, the craziest fucking shopping day of the year. What'd you guys get? Online? You go to the store? What? Tell me.
All right, Steve, you go first, man.
All right. Best Buy had some cool stuff. They had artists do like steelbook covers and stuff. So like, that's Kung Fu Hustle.
I thought you already had that, Steve.
Not on Blu-ray. And Leon the Professional. And one of my favorite cover is Desperado. I double dipped on that one, but
that reminds me of Terry Funk.
Yeah, me too. That's why it does.
So these were like 15 a piece. I went to Walmart and they had a couple of steelbooks, Batman Begins and Braveheart. I didn't have either of these on Blu-ray for like $7.88. And then in the big old mess of madness, I found the Anchorman 2 movie set on Blu-ray for like $9-10.
Can't beat that.
I ended up getting this at Target, the Fast and the Furious 6 for about $10.
What were the crowds like at the Walmart you were in, the Target that you went to?
They're still crowded. I mean, people are just so rude in those places. They'll just stand right in front of you, or if you're walking in direction and they'll decide, hey, I'm just gonna run right over you. There was a big mess of movies in the center and electronics out front of electronics, and there's like people were just like going through, and it's like 15 things of fucking Twilight on Blu-ray, and they'll go through the freaking back of it to see if there's something in the back.
What was the title? Because I can name you, like, I only got a couple of movies, and one was a gift that I'm not going to show on here because it's going to be an awesome prank when we do our gift exchange with Uncle Bill and all that. It's going to be awesome. But like Maleficent, the Disney movie, like that was the one. Did they only get 2 or 3 copies of that or something? Because everybody was looking for that motherfucker, my girlfriend included. Maleficent, and I guess it was, what was the other? There was a couple of Disney movies, and I didn't see any of those. One that I was actually looking for, and don't laugh at me, was Titanic on Blu-ray for $3.98 or something like that. Didn't see it, but I saw a ton of, like, to me, I thought the Walmart Black Friday sale was shitty. Like, at least the stuff that I saw. I mean, they had a couple of the Disney titles, the newer ones for $10, which ain't that bad if you're into that sort of thing. But I mean, most of that stuff was stuff that they had last year. All those Harry Potter movies, all those Twilight movies. I just wasn't really that impressed with anything.
I mean, I saw these steelbooks that I got, like these. They were there a couple weeks ago for the same amount of same price. So I didn't. The only thing I saw that was really worth was this, and this was the only copy I found on top of a big old mess of them. So I mean, yeah, I didn't see a whole lot there. I know a lot of people got some other stuff like Prometheus and some others, but I didn't see a whole lot there. We did go to Best Buy yesterday, or I think the day before Thanksgiving. There was idiots out there in tents and stuff. I did go to Best Buy, and they were pretty much sold out of video games and stuff. They had the new WWE 2015 for like $30, and it was sold out at the store. But I got it online.
Yeah, Steve's like he's like that kid from The Wizard when it comes to those WWE games. Like unfortunately I've played him online. He's not the person to mess with. I mean, you know, Steve he'd get the shit beat out of him in a real fight, but when it comes to those video games, he'll whip your ass.
I'll whip your ass anyway.
Did you get the new one yet, Steve?
No, I had to order it. I couldn't find it anywhere, so maybe next weekend.
Well, you still got it for $30.
Yeah.
That's not too bad. I was talking to a good friend of mine who we all know is Crater, but his real name's Christopher Prater, and he got in on, there was some sort of deal that he got the new PlayStation 4 version and the PlayStation 4. I don't know where that sale was at. I think
Are you shitting me?
Yeah.
He got a PlayStation 4.
He got a PlayStation 4, Steve. It's time to be jealous.
I think not, but okay. I'm just amazed. I'm sorry.
So, Garrett, what was some of the deals you got in on?
I didn't really get many deals. I didn't go out at all. I went out on Wednesday just to kind of check out some stuff at Best Buy to see if they had anything in stock. Like I was thinking about getting Commando on Blu-ray for like $3, but the one near me didn't even have them in stock, so I didn't go back. I actually grabbed a couple of those steel books that Steve showed from Best Buy. I grabbed Karate Kid and Drive, even though I already do own them, but I couldn't pass up the artwork, so I got those. Probably gonna get rid of my just normal Blu-ray editions. Then I did some stuff online. I went to Diabolic, grabbed a couple things I've been meaning to grab. No sales there. I'm just hoping there's no Cyber Monday sale because I'll be pissed that I just spent that money there. And what I grabbed there? I got Dirt Bike Kid on Blu-ray.
Holy shit.
I got Sorority House Massacre on Blu-ray, and what was the other one I got? Oh, Christmas Evil. I grabbed.
Dirt Bike Kid is one of those movies, man, that I used to love that when I was a little kid, but I haven't seen it since then, so I don't know if it's
I remember seeing it as a kid, and then I never could find it for the longest time, so I haven't seen that probably since it was like on TV when I was a kid. Maybe I might have rented it from like the Blockbuster when I was young, but
if I'm not mistaken, that's never even been out on a DVD or anything before.
I don't think it was. So I haven't seen that since I was probably like 10 years old, maybe.
Yeah.
So I grabbed that. And then I actually went on, everybody's going crazy about that damn Wrong Turn 6.
Yeah.
Shit. So I have it. I actually found it like a week ago, right when I heard about it, so I snagged it. And I guess nobody has it now. And if you try to buy it, I guess at the stores, it gets flagged, and it's not letting anybody purchase it, even if it's on the shelves, which is really weird. So I actually went on Go Hastings, and I got the DVD version is still available on for $3 Black Friday. So if you guys want to go snag that on Go Hastings, you can get the DVD version for $3. I think it comes to like $5 with shipping. So I grabbed that to have a second copy in case that thing skyrockets up and I want to get rid of one.
Well, what I'm guessing will happen is whatever they needed to take out of that, they'll eventually take it out and reissue it, I'd say, right?
Yeah. I heard the movie sucks. So do you really think that they would even go through the time to do that? Or I was thinking, maybe they'll come out with a box set and it's like that's the only way you'll be able to get it, because I don't see them fixing it and then redistributing them all again. But just because basically it sucks,
Well, I mean, I don't think any of the other movies were that good either, right? I mean, any of the other Wrong Turn 2s, I mean Wrong Turn sequels, it's not like those really were that great either, and they kept making them. I think they keep making money. Like, just direct to video.
Is Three Fingers in it?
So yeah, if you guys needed a copy of that, it's probably the best way to go right now because it was on sale. I mean, if they ship it to me, I have no idea. I don't know. But that's all I got.
I'm surprised you didn't get on the Top Rope Tuesday T-shirt deal they had going on.
I went on that when you sent it to me, and I was like clicking on the thing, and I couldn't figure it out, and I'm like, what the hell? So then I just like gave up. So it's just one of the, what is it, like one of those blind bags?
Yeah, and it's only I think $5 a shirt, and you can order as many as you want to, and the shipping is a flat like $3 for as many as you want, many T-shirts as you want. So
you don't know what you're getting, right? Is that how it works?
No, but most of the shirts are pretty cool.
Yeah, I was listening through them. Yeah, they were pretty good.
I got 2.
Oh, you did?
I ordered 2, yeah.
Yeah, I may jump back on there. And there was a couple things on WD Shop that I wanted that I didn't pull the trigger on either, but I might get some stuff. We'll see.
They still have a couple of hours left, I think, for Top Rope Tuesday. And you can actually, like, send them suggestions on stuff you like. I put, like, anything Dusty or Macho Man. Would be cool. So.
You know what, though? You've got a pretty good, they let you create shirts. Or I don't know if that site does, but the other one does, Barbershop Window. If you email them with, like, an idea for a shirt and they like it, they'll make it, and then, like, I guess that you get a free one or whatever. So, but you probably can come up with some good ideas, I bet.
Yeah, that'd be cool. No, but all those, like, I know Barbershop Window has, like, a 30% off sale today, too. I don't know if you knew that.
Oh, my.
And, I don't know, all kinds of different toe tag pictures. I don't know if you're into their stuff. They got a big sale going on with, they have, like, a lot of the out-of-print DVDs. I don't know if Garrett, if you're into that sort of thing.
I don't have any of that stuff like that. August Underground, I don't have any of that
right.
stuff.
But I mean, some people, I don't know, some people are really crazy about that sort of thing. A lot of out of print DVDs and stuff. He brought I mean, they're high, they're expensive, but
Barnes & Noble's got like a 50% off on Criterion, and then they have an additional 30% code.
Oh, really?
wow, that's pretty
till
cool.
till Monday.
I don't know of any
Yeah.
Criterion that's out that I really want right now, though, is the thing. Like, I
What,
don't know,
Criterion?
yeah.
I don't know. I just got something I thought, but it's probably Scanners, and that was probably a couple months ago.
So, yeah, I mean, my Black Friday, unfortunately, it was Walmart, and I did order some stuff online. The whole thing at Walmart, man, I'm not sure if I want to do that again, because that was just...
You got up early and went, or what?
No, I mean, we went yesterday at like 6 o'clock in the evening, right when all those big sales were starting and all that. And it was like, the way they have our Walmart set up, because it's not one of the super centers. Like, this is one of the few regular sized Walmarts that's out there, like the old school ones. All of their, I guess, big item, like sale items, were in these barricades all around the aisles of the store. And that Walmart is so small, like, they don't have any way to go around those barricades unless you go to the end of the freaking aisle. And this was like a major fire hazard. I think that they would have shut that place down if the I mean, this was dangerous. And you couldn't even, like, when we were walking in, you couldn't get in the store for the longest time. Like, people were waiting in line, and the lines were going down, and people were looking in the sale bins and stuff like that. I mean, it was just a gigantic mess. And I could have gotten some good deals on stuff, but there was nothing that I really needed. Like, I could have got on whatever the 65-inch TV was that was like, I don't know, what was it, $500 or something. The iPad Air, the iPad Mini, the Beats Pill. I could have got in all this shit, but it was nothing I really needed. The Fitbit, which I was thinking about getting for a while.
The Fitbit?
You don't know what the Fitbit is, Steve? Are you kidding me?
The Fitbit, it sounds like a butt plug or something.
Well, if that's what it was, you definitely would have known exactly what it is. But
I would have.
no, it's like this band that you put around your wrist that you can connect with your iPhone and do all kinds of, track all kinds of stuff. Well, I think I want to wait on the new Apple iWatch thing, because I think that I would be able to figure that out a lot better, and you probably won't have to. I think with the Fitbit, you have to key in a bunch of shit, don't you, Garrett? Like, you have to
I know a lot of people that have them, but I've never used one before. I know a lot of people that have them, though.
Yeah, I actually had it in my cart, and I was like, it's still $70. I mean, I don't know if I really even want it, so I put it back. The only thing that I got, believe it or not, and I got it sitting out here to play show and tell with you fuckers, Silent Hill Revelation was only $4. That was like the only movie, aside from a gift that I got that I can't show on here because
I never saw it.
I've never seen it either. And it was one that eluded me. Silent Hill Revelation.
Silent Hill?
Yeah.
It looks really cool on Blu-ray, but I mean, I don't know. I can't. It's not very memorable. I only can remember a couple of the 3D stuff, but as far as that, I can't remember anything else. It's probably better than the first one, I guess. I don't know.
No, it was one of those movies that I didn't have, and you rarely ever come across, like, because I trade for a lot of codes on the Facebook, and people send me a lot of codes and stuff too. I have never ever gotten that code. And this one, what year did this come out? Was this last year, 2013, I think?
12 or 11, maybe.
I don't know. Yeah, 2012. But I'd never gotten the code for this, and you just don't come across it. Like, I buy codes on Listia sometimes too, and I've never seen it on there either. So I just went ahead and got it for $4. I was like, fuck it, And the cool thing is, a lot of people don't know, and I know, Garrett, you're into the voodoo thing a little bit too.
Yeah, I'm into it, but I don't know how you've got so many. I've got like 200. I've got like 220 or something.
Yeah, and I just broke over 2,000. Yeah.
Wow.
No, but one of the things you can do that you may be interested in when you buy movies, I don't know how many movies you actually buy at Walmart. Do you ever
Mhm.
buy movies at Walmart?
Yeah.
There's this app you can get, the Savings Catcher app, and if you link your Walmart account to Vudu, and if you have the same email address, scan your barcode with your Savings Catcher app, and it will add those movies on Vudu for you, and you can trade your code.
Really?
Yeah, I mean you don't need your code; it'll add it
Well,
on
if
there
you bought a movie that doesn't have a code in it, will it still put one on there? Will it still put it on there for you?
sometimes. It just depends. I mean, if you go on Walmart.com, there's like a whole section that has the it's called InstaWatch, I think. And if it has that icon on there, it'll.
Oh yeah, I'll have to definitely do that.
work
You know what
for you.
sucks is when you go into I look in those dump bins and see all these Blu-rays that I already have, but now they're all repackaged with codes in there, and I'm like, you gotta be shitting me. Like all shit I already have or whatever, but all these new ones they've repackaged with like codes in there.
Yeah.
But the codes are helpful to me now. Just like again, like you said, I don't have any room anymore. It's like I've got racks all through here. I got racks over there. I got 2 racks over there, and it's like I just want like some horror stuff or stuff that is a little bit more limited and stuff like that. Like as far as all the mainstream stuff, more or less, I'd rather just get a code for it because I just don't have enough room for that kind of stuff anymore.
Yeah, and what a lot of people don't realize is, I mean, most of the genre stuff like the Synapse films and Screen Factory and all that crap, 9 times out of 10, none of those movies are even available on Vudu anyway. So it's not
Right,
like
so that's why I made that purchase today at Diabolic. None of those have codes or anything like that. So that's most of my purchase now is those horror movies that aren't going to get Voodoo codes or whatever.
Yeah, I totally understand. I mean, but for mainstream movies, I mean, for me, I don't give a damn about special features on like mainstream movies, like commentaries and stuff like that. I'm never going to watch it anyway. So what in the hell does it?
Right.
I mean, maybe like every once in a while, like Guardians of the Galaxy or something, a movie that I really liked. Maybe at some point in time, I'd want to watch it with a commentary or watch a documentary on it or something. But most of these movies that are out
I'm
now,
definitely going to buy that. There's going to be some cool editions, I bet, coming out for that. So
I got the Blu-ray from Best Buy that looks like a Walkman.
Oh, you already pre-ordered that? I saw it.
Yeah.
That's nice. Yeah, that's probably what I'm going to get to, that one.
you know what you can do though? Right now on Vudu, you can actually buy the movie for $10 on there, if you want to go ahead and watch it. Which is pretty cool.
So is it going to... I wonder if the Steelbook will come with a UV code in there. I mean, it should, I would think.
Yeah,
right?
I think all of them should.
Yeah. So yeah, that's definitely one I'll get. I'll get that one.
Yeah, I think that's by far my favorite movie of the year. I just really, I don't know, I was really blown away by that movie.
No, I definitely like that one.
Do you see where James Gunn's relatives going to be at Cincinnati Horror Hound? He was in the Guardians of the Galaxy.
I did not see that.
I thought it was James Gunn in the movie, but I guess maybe it's his brother or something. It looks just like him.
Tommy Gunn.
Yeah, Jimmy Gunn, Joe Bob Gunn.
Now at Horror Hound Weekend, meet James Gunn's brother.
And then Michael Rooker's going to be there, so it's a Guardian of the Galaxy reunion.
Michael Rooker was great in that movie, though. I cracked up his character.
I'm trying to get down to Mad Monster Party in March. I'm doing my best to get there, but again, because I got to fly, I'm worried about like cancellations and stuff, so I'm kind of holding off a little bit before I decide to make that trip or not.
Who are they bringing into the Mad Monster Party?
Well, for me, they've got Tim Capello, saxophone guy from Lost Boys. So that's a definite go for me. And he's filming a music video there too. So I'm gonna try to get on that. And then they just announced a Fright Night reunion, so that's big for me. I've only met Sarandon from that movie, so that'll be good for me. So I'm hoping to try to get down there. But it's so far for me to go. How far is it from you guys? Are you guys close to there? North Carolina, Charlotte.
It's probably like 4.5, 5 hours or so for me.
It'd be like 7 or 8.
Yeah, for me, if I drove, it would probably be like 12 to 14 probably.
I should have went last year when the Hulkster was down there, but I didn't.
Oh yeah, that's right.
You actually met the Hulkster what a week ago or
Last
something, right? Yeah.
Yeah, last weekend I met the Hulkster. It was good. It was a good time. I mean, I'm glad I met him. He was cool. You know, it was one of those things too where it was just like everything was so rushed. Like I was in line for like 2 hours, and it was just like brutal. But he was cool. You know, it was small talk, but he wasn't a dick. He was nice. Just talking to me about my shirt and stuff like that. I had the WrestleMania 7 poster. I had him sign. He was talking to me about that. He's like, "Oh, you're bringing back the old school, brother. You got to get Slaughter to sign this." I'm like, "I know. That's what I want." So, but he was good though. He was cool.
Now, when you get
funny
like,
people see the picture of me and him, and they're like, "Is that really him? It looks like a standee." I'm like, "I know. He looks like a friggin' cartoon character. Like he just seems like very like still like larger than life because he's got all the bright colors on. He's such a big guy, you know. It's crazy."
yeah, I can only imagine like, I'm sure I would be like nervous as hell going up to him because that was like one of the childhood heroes, I guess, for me. One of the very few actually, like that really exists. Like when I was a kid, it was like Hulk Hogan, like, I don't know, He-Man, I guess, and the Dukes of Hazzard back in the day. Like, that was the big things when I was a little kid. And all that stuff now, like, I mean, it kind of faded with the 80s and all that. But Hogan he was always around when I was growing up. So, probably be one of the bigger, celebrities I could meet at a show. I'm not sure how I'd react if I ever got to meet him.
Yeah, it's crazy to say that too, because you know we meet people all the time from like, you know, they're not like A-list stars or anything, but to us they're important, you know. So I still think like Hogan was very different. He had a different feel. Like when you were looking at him, I almost felt like it was surreal. Like you were looking at like I said, like almost like a cartoon character. Like it just seemed so different than the normal person that you'd meet at a convention. I don't know what it was about him. I don't know, maybe because as old as he is, he still looks relatively the same, you know. Like Ultimate Warrior would have been like a huge one for me to meet, and I never got to. But again, Ultimate Warrior didn't look like Ultimate Warrior when he was older. You know, Hulk Hogan still looks like Hulk Hogan. So I don't know if that's what really was for me, that you were looking at him and it was like almost like you were looking at the same guy you watched on TV, you know, back in the day.
Do you really think there's a possibility of him doing another match? Like, for some reason, I don't see how, unless it's just some sort of tag match where he barely has to do anything.
I'm sure he wants to, and I'm sure he's going to do what he can too. As far as, yeah, he can't have like a legit match. There's no way. I mean, if he does, it's going to be very slow paced. The Piz in the house.
I think the Pizzelle joined the conversation, yeah.
Pizdow.
Looking like the Unabomber. It's a blackout, player.
Blackout.
Holla.
He's silent over there.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you, yeah.
Is he recovering from Thanksgiving dinner as well?
Oh, I'm hungover from Thanksgiving, man. What are you guys up to?
That's the outfit he wore on Black Friday when he went out shopping.
It is. That's how I made it.
Nobody fuck with me.
That's how I survived.
Well, we were talking about Black Friday. I know that you went out and, you know, I don't know, triumphed with some DVDs and shit, right?
Yeah, I went out to Walmart and I didn't have a whole lot of luck, to be honest. I mean, there wasn't a whole lot there that blew my hair back. And I ended up walking out with 4 things. I actually went back today, this afternoon, and looked, and there was still quite a lot of stuff there. I was surprised. I actually picked up a couple of more Blu-rays just this afternoon. So, I mean, there was still some stuff there.
Yeah, what I was telling Steve earlier, too, it was like a lot of this stuff seemed to be recycled from last year's Black Friday sale. It really didn't seem to impress me that much. I mean, a lot of the DVDs, and I saw the Harry Potter movies for like the third or fourth year in a row and stuff like that. You know, nothing really new to the table that much, at least.
Yeah. One thing Walmart does with, like, I'm sure you guys have seen their Steelbook Blu-rays.
Mm-hmm.
Like, they put out the exact same Steelbook, like, it's the same movie and a new Steelbook Blu-ray.
Right.
You know, like, they've got, like, 10 different Scarf. It's like, how many editions of Scarface Blu-ray Steelbook do I need? It's like the same movie every 6 months or so. They put it in a different Steelbook.
Well, at least they try. I mean, you see those other ones with the cool covers, and it's just like a piece of paper that's in front of the old.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I've seen those too. Yeah.
I bought one the other day.
And then when you open it, and you're like, "What the hell?" It falls out.
Yeah, I saw. I think Last House on the Left was one of those like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw that. They had like a Child's Play. They had a Carrie was really cool looking, but then and Killer Clowns, but then when I realized it was the same thing I had with just a piece of paper in the front, I was like, "Oh, forget it."
Yeah.
So how'd you guys do on Black Friday? Did you guys pick up any good stuff?
Steve got a bunch of kung fu.
No, I didn't. I got Kung Fu Hustle on Blu-ray.
Okay. Awesome.
Best Buy had like a bunch of artists did covers for these steelbooks, and it's pretty cool.
It looks like that Lucifer Valentine did artwork for that one.
It's a lollipop with a fist going through it.
No.
You got to watch the movie to understand.
I've never seen it, so.
Well, you're lost, son.
I only actually bought one Blu-ray for myself, which I'll show it again here. Silent Hill Revelation for $4. And I just got it just because I couldn't find it on Vudu, and it had the Vudu code in it, and I don't know, I'm just retarded when it comes to shit like that. I did get some Rubbermaid bowls, though. They had 24 pack of Rubbermaid bowls for like $7.
That's a good deal right there. Yeah, but I got the 28 pack for my girlfriend for, I want to say it was like $6 or $7. So.
Your mom's gonna be happy with that, dude.
Oh yeah. I mean, you know, what's funny is like somebody commented on my Black Friday haul video, and they said, well, you know, at least because I shot some footage, and they were like, well, at least people were fairly orderly. There was nobody pushing or fighting. And what's funny is like all the fights happen around the towels. For some reason, women go ape shit over cheap towels, and that is where all the carnage happens, is in the towels. Never in like the DVDs and Blu-rays and the video games. It's always the towels for some reason. I don't understand it. The towels bring out the beast in these women. I don't get it.
I don't know about you guys, but I was hoping that some of the people at the Black Friday sale at Walmart, where we were at in Prestonsburg, picked up some fucking soap. Man, that shit was gross. It was like worse. That was worse than like, you know, Horror Hound Convention or something like that with these motherfuckers stinking. My God. Oh my God.
Yes, trust me. And I mean, and they like rub up against you to like get past you, and I mean, you're just like, you want to go home and just like bathe in bleach, you know.
Yeah.
Half of the people, I don't know why they're fighting over the towels. They're not using them to dry themselves after they bathe because they don't bathe.
I know, that's confusing.
So,
It was like the aroma is like a mixture of like bad breath, ass, and like cinnamon or something. I don't know. It kind of mixes.
Don't forget like skull. Skull's thrown in there
Skull
too.
smell, yeah.
with just a hint of like crushed up OxyContin.
The one, yeah, that's probably only in the South. I don't know if it's like that up there for Garrett where he's at.
No, probably not for Garrett.
But no, people in the South, they don't. Yeah, they don't just take a pill. They have to snort it.
You ain't got no water. What are you gonna do?
That's,
No, I'm not kidding. I work with people like that. I'll just say, and there was like a lady that would argue with you. And she was serious too. She was dead serious. She was like, "That's the best way to take a pill. That's the only way I can take one. Snort it."
I'm sure that's been her defense in court many, many times.
And she was like, totally. It was like she was dead serious about that. I snort mine, by God.
Most effective one.
So,
I snort it.
that's the only way to go. Snort that shit. Woo! So, anyway, yeah. The Black Friday sales online too. Have you gotten anything online, Piz? Like any of the Amazon? I know Amazon had a bunch of stuff, and I think Best Buy did as well.
I actually found some pretty good deals on TCM Shop, to be honest. And they had a thing where you could get free shipping. You put in a promo code, you get free shipping. And I really only bought a couple of things. They had the Clockwork Orange Digibook, whatever, anniversary Blu-ray for like $7, and I bought a like a Charlie Chan box set for like $11. So.
Holy shit! Uncle Bill is here.
Fuck yeah!
Howdy.
He's live from Martin.
Woo, Cracker Bottom.
Cracker Bottom, Martin.
Cracker Bottom's favorite son. It's Uncle Bill. So yeah, I don't know if have you been out any of the Walmarts, Uncle Bill, as far as the
No, I ain't doing that shit. No, fuck all that.
Well, you could probably the thing about Walmart here, and this is what I was telling Steve. A lot of the people around here, they don't go for like electronics and stuff that much. So a lot of the DVDs and Blu-rays and shit, they'll have them the whole week. So if you want to go probably Monday or Tuesday, they probably have most of the stuff.
Yeah, I think it'll die out tomorrow too, though. It's not gonna be too bad anymore.
Yeah.
They still had quite a bit of DVDs and Blu-rays today. Like I was telling you guys earlier, I was surprised. They still had quite a bit.
But no, I mean, it wasn't anything. I think that the sales this year were kind of weak as far as Walmart movie sales go. I didn't see anything that was that impressive, anything must buy. Unless I know, Uncle Bill, you may want to get some of those Disney movies for Piper, but.
I looked at the ones that they had, and I don't know, I just didn't see anything that I really needed or liked or anything like that. And then I'm looking over here as we're talking, and I've literally got like fucking DVDs stacked up about 4 feet high over here that I have nowhere to put. So I think at this point, I'm okay with not doing that.
You mean you're not just going to rearrange things and build extra shelves like some people do? And
I don't know how much more I can rearrange shit. I'm literally like an episode of fucking Hoarders right now in my.
Yeah, me too. Yeah, me too. Yeah, it's like I don't have any place to build new shelves. There's just stuff there. There's no place to put anything else, kind of.
Well, you could be like the Cinema Sickness dude, though. Just rearrange your shelves, and you could
put
have
them in the
where
ceiling.
you can. Yeah, you could like have VHS tapes up above, like you could take some of the.
He probably has to do that, doesn't he?
Yeah,
He
take
did
some
do
of.
that. He did that.
He did actually do that.
Oh, that's great.
Like, how do you get up there and like not knock shit over? Because it's like there's no like sides. It's just kind of like they're balancing up there. Weird.
Again, though, that's why they call me the voodoo child, baby, because I can have thousands of digital copies at my disposal with a remote control. Don't take up no damn room. You don't have to worry about running out of room.
What happens when the cloud fails? What happens?
Yeah.
Yeah,
When
he's
the
gonna-
cloud fails.
He's gonna freak out.
Hey,
It's
there's
fucking
a what if
Voodoo.
what if your damn house burns down? You ain't gonna have any.
No. The house catches on fire. The first thing that happens is DVDs and Blu-rays are going out the window.
First thing he does is get a wheelbarrow, baby.
Exactly. Family, friends, they're left to burn.
Uh-huh.
DVDs and Blu-rays out first.
No, what you got is you got one of those fire retardant
Fire retardant.
bags, and you put all your DVDs in the bag and just bust the window out.
The bag's got no bottom to it. It's just fucking retarded.
It's fire retardant.
You put it in, it just goes straight fucking through. Yeah.
Oh, God.
Anyway, Black Friday, it's the blackest of Fridays. We've got a lot of shit to talk about. So the first big thing, and I know everybody's wanting to talk about this, and I checked out the podcast today. CM Punk broke his silence after, what was it, 10 months, 11 months, or whatever it's been since he's been gone.
About 11 months.
For the Art of Wrestling podcast, which I'd never heard before, which is what I mentioned. I don't know, let's get your guys' thoughts on the whole thing.
Riveting.
I think we should let the dude that has the CM Punk shirt on begin the conversation about
Which
this.
one?
Which one? Me
Oh,
or
shit. Either or. Flip a coin. I guess.
I had to dress for the occasion, man. Yeah, I listened to it yesterday. It's the first time I've listened to Colt Cabana's podcast as well. I figured, he was going to do something like that, because him and Colt are buddies, so he probably wanted to help him out. As you can listen to, he kind of talked about ignoring certain people because he knew they were just trying to contact him to get him to go on their podcast. So I wasn't surprised he did it on Colt's. I thought it was good. I thought it was cool. It was a good listen. There's two sides to every story, so still not sure about, with his opinion and versus what WWE says. I mean, I think a lot of his is probably true, just based on how things were running at that time. The fact that he kind of called some people out, like Ryback, I thought was kind of shitty because, I don't know, you don't want to burn bridges with people, I feel like, especially when the business is so small like that, because that people don't forget that shit. So, it kind of sucks. And now Ryback's firing back, and it's just like, I don't know. I just feel that was kind of bad taste in the sense that, it's going to be hard to. He can say he'll never come back, but it's very hard to say that. It's hard to say you're never going to come back, and really follow through with it. I mean, I think he could be the guy to do it, but I mean, look at we just saw Sting, show up. So, I don't know. I think it's kind of a real big statement for him to go on there and bash WWE and their wellness policy and all that stuff and say he's never coming back at this point. I don't know. I thought it was a good listen, though. Any other guys have anything to say about it?
I thought this is the first time I'd ever listened to that show, too, and this is the first time I've heard him talk about anything, the first time a lot of people have heard him talk about anything, I think, but I thought he come across as kind of a dick. I mean, through the whole thing, he prefaces everything by saying, I don't want to seem like I'm bitter, and I don't want to, bring down WWE, but that's exactly what he does through the whole thing. He sounds bitter, and he sounds like he's bringing it down. Now, he may be completely 100% accurate about what he's saying, but he just comes across as a dick. Like, he's throwing people under the bus, he's throwing them under the bus. Just his whole demeanor is like, yeah, I was working injured all the time. And like, well, like 90% of those fucking guys are working injured all the time. It's not a big deal. And he's talking about wanting to be like, was it Bob Orton? He was talking about wanting to be like through the whole thing.
Oh, Harley Race.
Harley Race. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, and it's like, that's what those guys did. That's what you always do. You don't really complain about all that stuff, like having to travel and get injured. That's what happens. I think everybody kind of knows that going into it.
Yeah,
That is what I thought.
It was a little bit tough to swallow in the sense that, yeah, you know what, he probably was injured. How was the severity of it? I don't know. I mean, the fact that he said a doctor told him he could have died if he didn't get that thing taken care of, I mean, that's a pretty strong statement considering he said they just ignored it for such a long time. But, I mean, at the same time, Daniel Bryan, Reigns, I mean, they've been out a long-ass time. It doesn't feel the WWE is really forcing them to come back because if they did, I'm sure at least Reigns would already be back by now because they do really need someone like him at this point. So I don't know why they're letting those guys kind of hang around, for such a long time and not forcing them to come back. So
it seems odd the way that he was setting it up to where it was like, he didn't get any medical attention for these things, and he didn't get any vacation time, and he didn't get this, but yet you see all these other people that, they've given Daniel Bryan I don't know how much time off and all this stuff. It's like, it doesn't. There's something else to it. I don't know what it is, but I think Cabana brings it up. He says something like, "Don't you think maybe that it's your attitude towards like all the other people that has kind of kept you from having any of those things? Because nobody really wanted to talk to you or anything. That's because you kind of come across as a dick."
I mean, I think that's just his personality, because that's what everybody's always said about him, that he kind of comes off as a dick, and that could be the reason why he was treated the way he was. Because I mean, we've seen how that company likes to punish people for whatever reason. You know, he took time off to have eye surgery, then he gets into a match, and the guys are clawing at his eyes, according to him at least.
Yeah.
I thought it was riveting, and I thought I wanted to believe most of it, because how he talks about like the short-sightedness of the company and how they really have no idea what to do with guys beyond what's right in front of their faces is obvious. I mean, we see that. How they put over the short-timers at the expense, or the part-time people at the expense the full-time people. I mean, we see that. That's happening. I mean, a lot of it was really riveting, and I thought, I mean, he comes off as kind of a dick. I think that's just his personality, but I think that's kind of part of what got him over and what got him kind of in the doghouse with a lot of people.
I think so, too. I think that when I was listening to it, I started to realize he really doesn't separate himself a lot from the gimmick of like being the greatest in the world and all that stuff. Like I think he really thinks that. Like, and I guess to a degree you have to think that to be able to be the champion and everything too. But it's like, which comes first, I mean, so you come into that with that attitude and you become the champion, and then you keep acting like that, and it gets to a point where everybody kind of turns their back on you. I think it just fucked everything up for him. Now, I completely agree with what he was saying about, they don't know what they're doing from one week to the next. I mean, anybody that watches Raw knows they have no idea what they're doing.
Right.
And he said maybe for Cena, and that might be the only guy, and that's true too. You can kind of see that. There's no other angles or anything else going on.
I think that it just seemed to me that he was burnt out, and I don't think there's anything they could have done. And at this point in the game, I guess around Royal Rumble, I guess the match with Triple H was kind of like the final nail in the coffin for him. It's like, this is not going to go anywhere. I mean, it's like all he wanted was that main event for WrestleMania, which he never got, which I think he definitely deserved. I mean, I know they gave him the belt for over a year and everything, but the whole time he had the belt, he wasn't a main event guy, really. It was still Cena's show the entire time.
Yeah.
No, so. Yeah, I agree. He should have got his moment, and regardless if he was hurt or not, I'm a fan of his. But I think it has a lot more to do with than he's saying. Like, that he wasn't going to get that WrestleMania main event. It was going to Batista and Orton. Like, I think that I think that pissed him off a lot more than he made it seem. Which is fine, because you know what, he seems like a smart guy, and he probably knew that was the stupidest main event that they could have had for WrestleMania, and it probably pissed him off because he seems like a perfectionist when it comes to that kind of stuff. He talked about Curtis Axel and how they promised him a bigger shot than what he got, and I totally could tell that they probably did, because they brought Curtis Axel in like he was going to be the next star, and as soon as he didn't catch on, they kind of just threw him to the wayside. I believe that the Shield and him were supposed to be all together. I believe that, because when they came in, they were kind of teasing it for a while, then they totally just forgot about it. Like, they forgot about having him. Remember, they kept thinking that him and Heyman brought them in, and then they was teasing that, and then they never went anywhere with it. But I think there is a little bit of bitterness, regardless of what he says. He wanted that shot and didn't get it.
The frustration I can definitely understand, because I mean, his character. In the summer of 2011, how white hot that whole thing was after that promo. I think it was in Las Vegas, he said. Yeah. And the way, how hot it was up until that SummerSlam. You remember that SummerSlam, what happened?
It was great, man. Wait, was that which one is the one where he left? Was that Money in the Bank where he took off?
Yeah.
Right, and then his return match was just the next, month later, a couple months later.
Yeah,
with
they should have
SummerSlam.
held that on a little longer, I think. Like, when he had the title and he was, like, going to Comic-Cons and all that stuff, they should have held that out for a while instead of bringing him back so fast. I think it would have probably made it a little bit more exciting if they would have just kept him away for a little longer.
Right, and I think at that point, they were building the match for Triple H and CM Punk, or I would have thought, and that never happened. And then they had, Kevin Nash or something fucking come out there.
Yeah.
And they started a feud with Kevin Nash and CM Punk. And I was like, what the fuck is this? And then it just got back into that slow, like, WWE, like, a lot of their storylines, I don't know how familiar you guys are with, like, Dark Shadows, but it's like slow soap opera. That slow-ass Dark Shadows, like, 6 months later, you finally figure out one part of the storyline or something. It's just slow as hell and like it's boring.
Yeah, that's the thing. And he makes a lot of really good points about the way that they do business and the way that it's really, really kind of fucking ass backwards. The thing that he keeps bringing up throughout the whole thing is, where he had to drop the belt to The Rock, who then left, which then left him there. He had
Taker.
he had to lose the match to Taker, and then he fucking left. And he just keeps doing that, which is he's
Brock.
right. That makes no sense to keep doing that. Those guys leave, and then you're left with the guy there that's there, every week, and he's
Right.
it does nothing at all. Brock Lesnar and all that shit does nothing for anything.
It just resets Punk for no reason. That's
Yeah.
what-
Yeah.
Well, he even said, okay, well, who's going to be on TV tomorrow? Is Brock going to be on TV tomorrow? No.
And he's
Yeah.
right. I think about that all the time with Lesnar and like guys like that. Like it doesn't make any fucking sense to me, like why they keep doing that, but they keep doing it still to this day.
Especially if he's going to be the guy that loses every week, and then the loser ends up showing up the next night, and the winner is like gone. It doesn't make any sense for where does he go? Like at that point, it's like he's starting over, and he has to get into a new feud, and it's not like he can even move up the card at that point because he just lost.
Yeah. Well, and he says, okay, well, I'll do this, and then what? And then what after that?
Right.
We don't know. We'll figure it out.
I'm betting conversations like that happen all the time with like inside WWE, like because it really doesn't make any sense to anybody except somebody like Vince, I guess, like upper management kind of stuff, like to do something like that to just bring somebody in one time and then they're gone and then everybody else is left to kind of deal with the aftermath of it. So yeah, I think he's right about a lot of that stuff, and he's right about the product. It's been shitty for a long time.
A new day's coming.
You know what's funny? Hey, did you know that they debuted tonight? Did you know
I
that?
thought they were supposed to debut on Raw.
I know. I don't know. They were on SmackDown tonight.
But they had a promo that said they were coming to Raw.
I know. Maybe. Do you think it's racist? Do you think it's?
You mean they lied?
It's Black Friday. They threw them on there, or what?
I'd
Is that what
heard
they-
something. I'd heard something else.
Is it Black Friday?
Yeah, is that why they brought them out tonight? Because it's Black Friday and they were being racist WWE? Is that what happened?
Hey. They should put Mark
Wait a
Henry with
minute.
those guys.
Who'd they bring out tonight?
New Day.
Oh, okay. Okay.
How much money you want to bet within 2 months those guys will be back to the old gimmicks they had, and they won't even it won't be.
It's either going to be that or they're going to be like a 3MB or some shit. It's going to be a waste, unfortunately, because there's potential there. I just don't think they're going to put time into it.
Let me tell you something. Let me lay it on the line for you, Garrett. Here's what's happening, baby. Kofi Kingston is one of the most talented guys they've got and most exciting guys they've got, and they've never done a damn thing with him. And they're never going to do a damn thing with him.
So who does he remind you of, which would be the exact same thing, but let's talk about maybe, I don't know, 10 years ago. Who would you say is exactly like that? That they
Kobe Benjamin.
Shelton Benjamin, yes.
Coco Beware.
He was like the best guy they had, man, as far as talent, and they didn't do shit with him. It sucks. It sucks.
Yeah, unfortunately,
They bleached his hair.
Gold
they
standard.
gave him that popcorn head, baby.
And then his mom.
Oh God, I forgot about that gimmick. Yeah.
Yeah. Unfortunately for guys like that, though, I mean, there's no saving Kofi Kingston. I mean, unless they they give him a mask or something. I don't know. I mean, I still don't think they're saving the guy. And I think the guy, like, he's entertaining as hell. I mean, he can't really talk or anything, but I mean, they should have a better spot for him than that, in my opinion.
I mean, if they can get R-Truth to be a believable heel and main event or pay-per-view, they can make Kofi Kingston a lot better than that. Remember, they did that with Truth, and then they kind of died it out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I still think about the shit he did at the last couple of Rumbles, which is always amazing. Like, he's the best part of the fucking Royal Rumble now. It's the saddest thing about it. Like, people wait for him to do something. Like, that's the big thing that happens there. But I agree, they'll never do anything with him. They don't have any idea what to do with him.
He beat the hell out of Randy Orton's race car or something, didn't he?
Yeah.
Wait for his shoot when he starts talking about all of his.
God, I can only imagine.
And the thing is, too, is they've never even, like, with guys they don't know what to do with, they'll usually flip them to heel and see how that works. He never got moved. He's just been the same thing since he's been there. So they haven't even tried anything different. Maybe throw him in a tag team, but that doesn't help him.
They could make him an evil Jamaican like Papa Shango, turn him into like the Papa Shango gimmick or something. He'd come out like, yeah.
Yeah. He could be like from the Believers or something.
The something else though from the CM Punk thing that I thought was interesting too is this was right around when he left at the Royal Rumble. This was right before the network was starting, and he said that he had asked multiple times straight to Vince. He went straight to Vince and was like, "Hey, you know, WrestleMania is usually $70 a pop, and now it's going to be $10. How's that going to work with the talent? You know, how much are we going to get paid?" And Vince had no answer for him, and I still don't think they know. You know, as far as what the talent gets for, I'm sure it's a major drop from what they were getting before.
Come on,
you know.
pal.
Come on, old buddy. We haven't figured that out yet.
God damn.
Yeah. So I agree. And that's on. I mean, you know, he's working for the company. They should have thought of things like that. I mean, how are they going to pay the talent? Which WrestleMania is usually their highest paid show all year. You know, and now it's just going to be another pay-per-view.
And like he said, it's tough because if they're the only game in town, people usually just accept it. You know, like, all right, this is all you're getting now, and it's like, what are they going to do? What are they going to do? Where are they going to go? You know, so that makes it tough too. Is like you don't really have a choice. If Vince says, "Hey, guess what? This is what you're getting now for pay-per-view buys," then what are you going to say? I'm going to leave. You know what? Look at all those guys like that aren't wrestling anymore. They're all working at like Target and stuff. Like, I mean, where are they going to go to make money that they're making? They just have to accept it. Unfortunately, you know, like it sucks. But then you got someone like AJ Styles, who I guess is making a lot more than he made in TNA now, doing like a lot of indies in Japan and stuff. But you know, not all of them can do that.
You make good money breaking people's necks, man.
Oh, you saw that, man?
I heard about that. Yeah, he's like going to be known as the Tennessee Crippler soon or something, isn't he?
Yeah. That's like, I think it's at least 2 or 3 people at this point. I mean, he's
yeah, which is strange because he's done that move for like 15 years, and there's never really been anybody injured until he went to Japan. Maybe those Japanese wrestlers over there have never seen that move done before or something. I didn't know what was going on.
No, I know, it sucks. I always wondered why he never came to the WWE, but this isn't helping his cause at all, but breaking necks.
Yeah.
I think, though, the best part of that interview for me was something that I think we've always kind of thought, which is that nobody really has any fucking idea what they're doing inside of WWE. Like, you got Triple H running around and Vince running around, and they don't really know, they don't have a clear direction for what they're doing. They don't push the talent, and we've all kind of, I think, probably thought that aside from like 3 or 4 guys, they're not trying to do anything with anybody else, and he kind of validated that. So it's the network. Like, they had no real idea what they were going to do with the network, including like pay-per-views and things like that. So you get this idea that this company is just clueless in a lot of ways. Like, they just kind of exist, and they're doing the same thing they did since the 90s, and they just keep doing it even if it doesn't work.
Right.
That's the idea that I got from that interview.
Yeah, definitely. It's they're running around like a chicken with their head cut off. They have no idea what they're doing. And that can be, I think, chalked up to the fact that there's no real competition. They don't have to be on their game. They can just do the status quo and keep doing what they're doing, and there's no competition for them.
Yeah, and like he said, there's a lot of writers that are out there that don't know anything about wrestling, so it's like, how do you even talk to them? Like, that's what he was saying. Like, how do you talk to somebody who doesn't even know the product?
Right.
How do you give someone ideas when they have no idea? And that's you can see it. That's why continuity is so terrible with the WWE.
Yeah.
Nothing makes sense. They just drop things off and pretend it never happened. It sucks.
Right.
So I totally understand.
And I mean, he made it sound like, there's so many people within the company that if you rub them the wrong way, they'll screw you over. If you don't kiss the router's asses, they're not going to route for you. If you don't kiss Michael Hayes' ass, people are going to claw your eyes out in the ring. If you don't kiss Triple H's ass, he's not going to put you in 12 rounds 2.
13 rounds. That was great.
Yeah. If you don't kiss the doctor's ass, he's going to allow MRSA to eat you alive from the inside out.
Yeah, he really did seem like he's just a guy that couldn't kiss people's asses, and that was probably the worst thing he could do there. Is be that guy.
Right.
And I think that ultimately probably did him in. He just couldn't play along with all those different kind of games. And you kind of have.
I think ultimately I think he's one of those guys that just cared too much.
Mm-hmm.
It sounded like to me like he was really either that or he's full of shit a little bit. I mean, I don't know. I couldn't really tell by the show, but the podcast. But I mean, it seemed like he was really, really, really into what his character was doing, and a lot of guys that are there are just there. I mean, I don't know if they just give up or what, but I mean, I can't imagine what is going through a guy like, I'm sure Curtis Axel and Zack Ryder and all those guys, they don't care. They're just there to collect a check at this point. I mean, they couldn't care.
They're doing a JTG.
Yeah, I mean, I can't understand how many riders they have. Like, I know they've got a lot of riders. What, 20-some riders?
He said 26, I think.
What?
How can they have that much? They're not. Who are they writing for?
That's what I'm wondering. I mean, what in the hell is on the show that they're riding? Because all I'm seeing is, blah, 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 John Cena and whoever's going to be in the fucking main event, and you've got the same 4 or 5 matches each Raw, it seems like to me. I mean, you've got the Usos with Goldust and Stardust, and maybe some comedy segment with, whoever. It's the same thing. It's like watching the damn same show every week. So
Right.
what in the hell are they writing?
There's more storylines in NXT for guys than there are on the main shows. So I don't know how many writers are writing for that show, but there's no storylines. I remember in the Attitude Era, I mean, there was storylines for Mark Henry, there was storylines for Val Venus, there was all these undercard guys had legit storylines. Where now it's like Cena's got a storyline, everybody else is kind of just thrown in there.
Right.
And that's why I don't understand. Like, who are they writing for? It doesn't make any sense to me.
Yeah. There's 26, but they can only write for one guy at a time.
Mm-hmm.
I really don't.
I mean,
know.
look at that. I mean, case in point, they were starting to write for Ryback, and then what happened at Survivor Series? They just killed it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, it doesn't make any sense. But it's interesting timing, I think, when this came out, because we all know you never say never, and this would be a hell of a fucking storyline to. I mean, now the whole story is out. He was fired on his wedding day. Steve's playing with Cookie Monster there.
Steve's a fucking Cookie Monster.
Yeah.
No, I thought about that when I was listening to it. I was like, what if this is a fucking, swerve? Like, what if the whole thing is...
I thought about it as well, because Who's advertising that fucking show? Who else has he had on there? All WWE.
Well,
Well, I mean, WWE 2K15 is a sponsor of the show.
yeah.
I mean, you know what? I didn't even think about that, guys. And, you know, it would be the perfect time because, like we were talking about last time, what the hell is WrestleMania going to look like this year?
Oh, it's
And
going to be the
if
shit.
if this is a storyline that can just fit right into WrestleMania, it will give it a little credibility because there's nobody that's ready for WrestleMania this year. They don't even know if Brock is going to be signed at WrestleMania time. And again, their top guys are hurt. They're not just going to bring Reigns back and have him go right to WrestleMania. It's going to be a Batista all over again. I mean, so if this is a work, it could save the WWE right now.
Even if it was, though, I think that everything he's saying was true.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't think he made any of it up. I think he was legitimately, if it turns out to be an angle or something, he was being truthful with all
It's
that.
just very strange
Seemed
to me
like-
that the wedding thing was nobody ever mentioned that before, that he was fired on his wedding day. That's the only thing that seems to me that might be bullshit.
Mm-hmm.
But maybe, I mean, it sounds like something they would do, but I don't know. I'm surprised that never came out until this interview.
That's true.
But I guess we'll see. I mean, it'd be
Which
a
is
great
weird,
storyline
because
for the main event.
Yeah, I mean, we just kept hearing that they were letting his contract expire, like, come July or something. I don't know when. When did he get married? Do you know?
I
Did
think
he
it was
say?
like in May or June or something like that.
Yeah.
I think he said on the show, but I can't remember. Maybe it was sometime in
I think
June.
it said June. I want to say June.
Yeah. So why would you fire somebody if they already had, like, their contract was up the next month? That doesn't make much sense to me, but whatever.
It'd be a hell of an angle.
It would. We will have to see. I mean, there's enough time left here where we would I'd give it enough time, I guess, because the Royal Rumble this time of year, although I don't want to say, because I think TLC looks like it's going to be fucking horrible. But I guess starting with the Royal Rumble is when they start really putting their stuff together for, you know, WrestleMania, and WWE gets to be really good for a little while there, usually.
That's another thing, though. I was going to mention just briefly before we go on to something else, though, but I've got a real issue with the last couple of pay-per-views, last couple of times that Dean Ambrose has been on different things. He's billed as, you know, the lunatic and all this stuff. Man, if you're going to have that as a gimmick, then you really need to take it all out. Like the shit that they did for Survivor Series, what the fuck? I kept waiting for him to actually do something. He's like, you throw a bunch of chairs into the ring, you throw a guy through, you know, you elbow a guy through a table. That, and then you stand on top of the ladder, and just, that's it.
Yeah.
And he's done this a couple different times where he gets up to the point where he's going to do something, and he doesn't do anything. So either they've been like, look, you don't do any of that shit. Don't do any of the kind of like Cactus Jack shit, because you'll get injured, and we don't. Or they're building up to something amazing. That's the only thing I can figure, because he keeps getting to that point and then not doing anything, which is annoying as hell.
Well, he's not. He's not 100% lunatic. Maybe he's slowly gaining some sanity back.
He's just a little unstable, is what they're saying.
On
Yeah.
the side, yeah, he's getting some counseling. He's working through.
He's got some meds,
Shit.
taking his meds.
Yeah, you're seeing him in painful there.
But see, don't you think though that, I mean, if you're gonna have that gimmick, you should really do something crazy, to which I haven't really seen him do.
They may be maybe saving that for the pay-per-view. I mean, that's the only match really that I think anybody's going to be wanting to see the show for. I mean, I don't know what else. I mean, I can look and see what else is going to be on the show. I really have no clue. I don't think they know yet either, so it really doesn't matter, I guess.
You want to see
What
him
about
rolled out?
J Security?
What about J and J Security?
I just can't wait to see what they're going to do with the Big Show. I mean, that's what I'm.
God.
Oh my
Yeah.
God!
All right.
I guess the main event, they didn't announce it yet. I don't guess. Maybe they did on SmackDown. I
Don't
don't know if
say
it's the main
Cena
event.
Big Show. Please don't say it. What is it?
Ryback versus Kane in a chairs match.
What? No, it isn't. Is it?
It'd be
Well, that's
great.
one of the matches. I don't know
How
if
does
it's the
that
main
make any
event.
sense? A chairs match?
Yeah, that sounds like something that'd be on like Sunday Night Heat if it was still around.
Are they going to do the musical chairs match?
That's what I was thinking. Yeah, a hot potato match.
It'd be a hell of a match.
Hot potato. I guess moving on. Any of you guys have anything else to say about the CM Punk thing? Do you guys think it could be a work, or is it just out there?
They're not smart enough to make this be a work.
No,
That's
you know,
It's done it in weeks.
it kind of falls to me. I thought about it, but it falls to me in the whole idea of like the Brett and Sean thing being a work. There's still people that believe that, and I just don't think that they could ever come up with anything that good.
Is he going into business for himself, though? Is he throwing that out there? Is like, hey, I'm giving enough time where they can be like, oh, please come back. We'll give you such and such. I think he would come back for like the part-time deal that they're giving to like Jericho and RVD and people like that.
Yeah.
I think he holds a grudge. I don't think he's going to come back. He may come back after a few years, but I don't think he's going to come back anytime soon.
Yeah, I don't think it's a work either, because I mean he mentioned steroids. He talks down about the health and wellness policy. He says the drug testing is a joke. I mean, if it was a work, I mean they would have carefully been like, no, don't talk about that stuff.
Well, that's true, and he said motherfucker about 8 times. Yeah, as well.
Yeah, that's not very kid friendly.
Right.
Sorry.
That's not Make-A-Wish friendly.
No, it's not.
But
There's not going to be any photographs for Make-A-Wish on that.
for anybody that wants to see it, though, you can check it out. It's on here on YouTube. Just search for it, or
I couldn't download it, dude. It must have been overloading the servers.
it was. Yeah, it was overloaded for the past day or so. But I think
I know. I had to get off YouTube too.
Yeah, YouTube's about the quickest way to get it. So just search it on there, and I thought it was entertaining as hell. I enjoyed the hell out of it, and I'll check out some more of his stuff.
Well, there's going to be a
at some
part
point.
2, right?
Right, they're
Yeah.
going to do emails and stuff and answer questions next week.
Yeah, like a Q&A thing, I think.
That podcast is the biggest thing that hit the internet since Kim Kardashian's newest butt pics. So.
Ooh, and it's almost as greasy, baby, but not quite as in butt is.
Her ass is like an end table, son. You can set a whole breakfast buffet on that thing.
Oh yeah.
That's right. That's right. So, I guess continuing on, there's a couple of things we wanted to mention. Oh, Mike Henry back on this motherfucker. The Force Awakens, the trailer was, or it's not really a trailer, it's like a teaser thing, and everybody and their mother's talking about it, so we should talk about it. We should talk about, I think it was like, what was it, just about a minute or something like that, really brief little preview, I guess.
Yeah, it's about 90 seconds, not very long, but that's what a teaser is supposed to do.
It's true. What do you guys think? Has everyone seen it?
Yep.
Yeah.
I needed Kleenex afterwards.
Is it for your tears or something else?
A tear, snot, mostly snot.
Okay. Dick snot. Oh.
Dick's
You know, honestly, I think that it's
Steve.
Steve just like the applause button for these words. I really, I'm impressed with it. I think that it looks more like a serious Star Wars. Doesn't really resemble those prequels, thankfully.
Yeah, thank God.
And, it looks cool, from what I've seen so far. Like I said, I don't know how we could really review what we saw because it's just, you don't see any of the characters or anything. You see some stormtroopers and no Luke Skywalker, Princess Leia, Chewbacca, or any of those people yet. But I thought it was cool looking. That's about all I can say. You see like a new lightsaber looking thing as people.
Well, now the rumor is that dark figure with that lightsaber is actually going to be Luke Skywalker. Then some of the comics and graphic novels that they did, like Luke Skywalker's kind of he skirts the line between the light and the dark. So some people are saying that's going to be Luke Skywalker. That figure is Luke Skywalker.
He's went to the dark side.
Well, he kind of goes back and forth.
He's on the gray side.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
He's like the Jedi Sting.
Yeah, exactly.
You don't really know.
He's going to drop down from the ceiling.
The only thing that's for sure is nothing's
for sure. Wouldn't that suck if it was him, if it was Sting? Yeah, like face paint on and a lightsaber.
A little more lightsaber.
The Sting from the police.
Yeah, that would be worse. I actually thought that, I mean, it's like 90 seconds. You can't really get anything out of it. I mean, at all, really. But the one thing I did get out of it was that it uses a lot of practical effects, apparently, more so than like the CG that was in the prequels and all that shit.
Which was all CG.
Yeah, which I would definitely prefer that version of it.
You know, a lot of people bitch about those, you know, especially episode 1, but I thought episode 1 was the best one because that was like the only one that wasn't 100% CG, and it looked just like shit. The other ones looked like shit. The episode 1 at least looked like the other Star Wars movies in a lot of ways.
Yeah, that was easily my favorite of the prequels. Was episode 1.
I guess it just depends on if you like J.J. Abrams. There's a lot of people that fucking hate that guy for the Star Trek movies and all that, and his particular way of making films. But I would actually prefer that way of making films as opposed to.
I did hear a rumor though.
Uh-oh.
I heard that JJ stands for Jar Jar.
Jar Jar Abrams.
No. So, Garrett, are you a fan? I don't even know. We've never really talked about Star Wars or anything. Are you a fan of this series?
Yeah, I'm a fan of the series. Again, I haven't seen the prequels since probably they came out. I own the box set, but I remember them, but I haven't seen them in such a long time. The original ones I loved as a kid, but no, the trailer looked good. It looked good. Seemed more up the alley of what the fans want rather than what the prequels were. So, no, I was digging it a lot.
Yeah.
You know, if you held a gun to my head right now, though, and asked me to tell you any particular scene from any of those prequels, I wouldn't be able to. If you were like, I want to blow your fucking head off if you don't tell me one plot point of any of those movies, I would
Samuel L. Jackson was a Jedi.
Yeah. I mean, what the fuck were they about? Does anybody know? I have no idea.
That's a good point. I mean, what were the plots of those movies? I mean, to be honest, I mean, really.
I think it was basically like the whole point of all three movies was just telling like the origin of Darth Vader. I think that was pretty much the whole point.
Yeah.
I mean, I can't think of anything else that really.
No, it was basically about him and having Luke and Leia, and that was it.
Those movies are fucking awful. I just want to say that again.
Something else that I heard they're doing, though, totally unrelated, but I guess it's like the, I don't know, fantasy genre. They are doing I know a lot of theaters in big cities are doing marathon of all three Hobbit films, and it's over like a 24-hour period, I hear.
I've never seen any of them.
Wow.
Yeah, you better take some Imodium in there, and don't drink anything if you want to watch all three.
There'll be people in diapers in there for sure.
Yeah. But I'm waiting on all three Lord of the Rings and all three Hobbit movies. That's the only one I'd go to.
That's a whole.
I'm going to a James Bond marathon. They're going to show them all.
Back to back.
Yep. I'll see you 3 weeks from now.
Yeah.
No, but here's one thing, though, that I'm laying on the line like Dusty back in the day, baby. December next year, there's going to be that Star Wars original trilogy Blu-ray set. That'll be out. That'll be out for Christmas next year.
Mm-hmm.
You gonna get it for me?
I'm not going to get it for you, Steve, but it'll be there for you to purchase, and I'm sure you'll get it. And all the Star Wars geeks can just shut the fuck up about it.
I know.
I mean, I'd like to have it, but I mean, I'm not going to go ape shit for it, like some people. I actually have the. I mean, if you look around on torrent sites and stuff, and you really want it, you can get them.
Yeah, that's legal.
Anyway.
Yeah, but I think there's DVDs. I have DVDs of the original cuts of the, just not Blu-ray, right?
Yeah, but I don't think they've ever remastered those or anything. Those are like the Laserdisc masters or something.
Oh, all right.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can't have a fucking what is that thing called that walks through? Is that yeah, that's Jabba, isn't it? That walks like they've got CG version of him walking around in the fuck.
Yeah.
He was like small Jabba.
That yeah. Although I will say though, speaking of Star Wars geeks, I ran across if you go on YouTube and type in like Star Wars trailer 2014, there's like it says international trailer, which is a fake that somebody edited together. That damn thing was like better than the trailer they did. I was like, God damn, this movie's gonna be awesome. It had like.
Well, I started watching one, and here comes Rick Ashley out. I got Rick rolled.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm looking forward to it though. I'm not
We're
gonna
gonna wait another year though, so there's all kinds of shit that can come out then. Like
Jurassic World will be out by then.
yeah, there's a lot of people talking about
good.
that.
Do we really? Okay, I like that, but do we need Chris Pratt on a fucking motorcycle fighting velociraptors at this
Hey,
point?
let me tell you something.
We need that.
Anything's an improvement over Sam Neill and Jeff Goldblum.
That is true.
Are those
I'm
motherfuckers
actually-
going to be in?
I'm nervous about that Jurassic World a little bit. I don't know. I just feel like if they go CGI route, it's gonna fuck it all up. But it's hard to really tell,
I heard an interesting figure that said that in the original Jurassic Park, they broke it down, like Stan Winston broke it down to how much CG versus how much practical effects are in that entire movie.
Hey, did he break it down?
He did. There's 7 minutes of practical and CG effects, and of all that, there's only like 3.5 minutes of CG in the entire Jurassic Park movie. All the rest of it's either practical effects or I guess just the movie and everything, but there's only that much CG in that movie, which I think is why that movie is probably the best of all those.
That's what I'm hoping they stick with. I hope they don't go all CGI and try to make it easy. I mean, I understand, maybe the half and half, but not the whole time.
It'd be interesting to see how many people actually still gives a shit about Jurassic Park, though. Like,
It's still real to me, damn it.
how long has it been though since the last one was in what, 99 or 98?
Was
I
it that
watched-
long ago?
Yeah, I watched the last one and asked Sam Neill in it again, and I was like, this is really...
Dude, they need to get the fuck rid of Sam. I hope to God Sam Neill ain't in the new one. Like, it's guaranteed to fail if he is.
I don't think so.
He's in it.
Yeah.
No, he's locked away in the mouth of madness.
Thudder King got him in the Thudder driver, baby. He's dead. One last thing though, if you guys, I don't know if you have any other, we'll talk about whatever on here. I don't give a shit. I was just thinking of some fun stuff to talk about because it is the blackest Friday of the year. And poor Scott Stapp, guys, I swear, like it was the soundtrack of our lives in high school. With arms wide open.
Yeah.
He don't have any arms wide open for him anymore. Even they even kicked him out of the Holiday Inn he was staying in. I hear he's in like a psych ward as of right now. So I don't know what you guys. All enough, but right.
Only people with arms wide open for him now is law enforcement and. Let's see.
What if I was broke? What if I was crazy?
That did make me go back and rewatch that Creed Shreds video that I haven't watched in years. And just
that was amazing. Yeah, I've seen that too. Yeah. But no, I don't know if you remember this, but like right after Creed folded, and a couple years after that, he was on like Celebrity Poker, and he was drunk.
You know you're fucked when you're on Celebrity Poker. Like that's
drunk.
like the last stop.
And high off his ass, and he was like, I think it was live. It was one of those poker tournaments, and like he's hitting on the the women players. I mean, you could kind of tell he was going downhill fast, even then.
Well,
apparently.
Have you guys watched the little 15-minute like testimonial thing that he posted?
Yeah, I watched that. That was pretty delusional. He had every earmark of like an addicted, lost, just out of his mind person. Just everybody's against him. The IRS is against him. The police force is against him. The CIA's out to get him. It's just like, dude.
Probably not. I'm betting the CIA probably doesn't have a thing for the lead singer for Creed.
Yeah, I don't
understand the IRS might be after him because he didn't pay all those royalties for a hire and with arms wide open. So,
well, they locked all the funds in his account, which I hear is at like 47 cents or something. So he doesn't have access to that.
Yeah,
but all kinds of stuff like just right after he posted that video, all kinds of stuff on TMZ. He's getting another divorce. Something about ISIS tried to kill his kids or something like that. So
he was going around telling, like everybody that ISIS was trying to. I think he called the school.
Yeah, he called the school
where his kids go to school.
ISIS was going to attack the school. Yeah,
he's just out of his fucking mind, man. Like he's high on speed or meth or coke.
Well, they said there was a release from his current wife talking about all the drugs that he's allegedly on, like. Crystal meth, cocaine, Special K. He's even apparently on steroids. I mean, he's like, what do you got? You know what I mean?
Ryback hooked him up.
2014.
Yeah.
According to CM Punk.
No, Ryback was the hookup on the steroids. That's what I hear.
He's the hookup. Holla if you hear him.
No, but like, I don't know why, but right before all that shit came out, for some reason, I had Creed on my mind. I was like, remember fucking Creed? Like, what in the hell? Like, they had like a comeback that nobody cared about. Like, I remember that. I was like, they did do another album, didn't they? And I went back and looked at some of the stuff on, and sure enough, man, it was like 2 or 3 hours later is when that video was posted, and that was just, I always have weird timing when it comes to shit like that. Like, I'll think of somebody, and then they're probably going to die soon, or you know.
You and Scott Stapp just have a connection.
Yeah, motherfucker, you keep me out of your brain, then you start thinking about me, I'm gonna be like,
well,
shit,
I told people for years.
Final Destination.
I thought about Wes earlier today.
My mentor was Sylvia Brown.
Still is.
I told her when she was going to die. She wouldn't believe me. So.
You know what I kept thinking though? Scott Stapp was actually. This is about 3 or 4 months ago. He was in Lexington. At Buster's, which is like a small club around Lexington. He performed there. And I kept thinking, God, I wish I'd have gone to that. I bet that would have been amazing to see that. Like, he would have, I'm sure he'd been out of his mind then.
It's just amazing, though, like, at how popular that band was at one time.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
And where he is now. Like, he doesn't have a dime left. He's blown it all on whatever, drugs or whatever else. But at the end of the day, like, a lot of people equate, like, happiness with money and shit like that. Like, to me, it's like women with, like, a big closet. They're going to fill that fucking closet up. Doesn't matter how big it is, And for him, as much money as he had at one time to be completely broke right now, that is fucking hilarious.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how you go through that much money, but apparently drugs will do that pretty quick.
Who knows? He's probably built Fort Knox-like mansions to protect him from the IRS, CIA, and ISIS. So he's probably lost millions in that.
He probably is one of those dudes that has like an underground bunker made out of diamonds or some shit that's like, it's like, can't get through it.
Yeah. No, but it's funny because he did like another radio thing where he was, I don't know what station it was, but the DJ was like, any of your band members from Creed, like, try to help you out with anything? And he was like, no, I haven't heard a word from any of those guys. And, like, I would love to know what those guys actually think of him. I mean, they're probably steering so far away from that motherfucker because those guys, I mean, they did have a little bit of success without him, so it's not like they actually need him, I don't think.
Yeah.
Yeah, they did the Edge theme music, so.
Yeah, they did Edge's theme music, which I hope they've done something slightly better than that. But
They can live off that. I mean,
Yeah.
weeks. What was the band? Was it Alter Bridge?
Alter Bridge.
Was that the band? Yeah. I remember hearing some of the stuff. It wasn't very good, but I mean, better than Creed.
wasn't as bad as Rush.
Oh,
Buddy, look. We'll have you talking shit about Rush. You're over listening to fucking Joe Diffie all the time now. I don't know what to do.
Hey,
it's
hey,
a go country shit.
I saw enough, buddy.
Yeah, that's true. That was one of his classics.
Nothing beats Joe Diffie or John Anderson.
I know. I know it doesn't.
But anything else you guys want to talk about on here? I mean, we went at it for about an hour and a half or so. I don't know what else is going on. I haven't really kept up with much of the horror news as of late. If there is any, probably none.
Good.
Something about Bruce Campbell wants to get Jennifer Lawrence into the Evil Dead TV series, but that was probably something.
Get their pants.
That was probably something bloody disgusting made up.
Yeah, he should contact the guy that hacked into her iPhone and buy a couple of photos off of him and put them in there, and she might appear that way. That'd be about it.
Other than that, I can't think of anything horror related at all right now.
I can't either. Anything wrestling related, other than the CM Punk thing.
Fuck.
What about New Japan's going to have a show on the formerly HD Net? They're going to have a show starting in January.
You know what's funny that I heard about that? That channel has more people than the Destination America channel that TNA is going to be on, and that's a paid. There's more people actually paying, like, it's like a HBO premium channel that has that than Destination America.
I mean, it's part of the high def channels.
Right, but you got to pay extra for it.
Yeah.
So that's kind of funny.
And Lucha Underground, I think that's a really good show.
I got to get Destination America though immediately.
That's your destination
I know
for TNA.
for all
You
this.
you guys have it? I don't have it here.
I've never even heard of it.
I had it, but I canceled my cable a while back. So
It's on DirecTV, I think, but
Yeah,
I don't
I've got it, but I've not watched anything TNA in months. So
They probably try to have a lot of infomercials selling like Ronco food dehydrators and shit on there, I'm betting.
yeah, they got like ghost stalkers.
You just said it and forget it.
I have a hard enough time watching Raw though. I don't think I'd watch TNA if the motherfucker set up a ring outside my house. I like walked outside and it was like, I gotta go back in. This is awful.
I gotta go back in. It's cold outside.
You know what though? Where TNA is, they're at the point now where they can't keep these like top name or bigger name stars. It might actually get better.
maybe.
Possibly, you could have some more younger guys in there. Who knows?
Anybody do a Skype chat with Sonny?
Nope.
No.
Haven't done that yet. No.
Oh,
I want to get the one where she'll stick like eggplants up her asshole though, and we'll put that. Maybe we can do like a WrestleManiacs show with her and have her do that on camera for us.
let's do it.
I'm surprised there's no pictures yet or anything. Cause you figure there's somebody in there doing like screenshots and shit. There has to be.
Yeah. I would guess so too.
I'll do that because I've got my 10 minutes scheduled with her tomorrow, so I'll do that. I'll take care of it. Don't worry. I paid the $100 fee, so anything goes.
For anybody out there that doesn't know, though, I don't know if Uncle Bill knows about this or not. He probably knows. I think he's froze over there, though.
He was the first customer I heard.
Yeah. But yeah.
I think he went to go pay his $50 right now.
Yeah, $50 for 10 minutes, X-rated with the lady that used to be called Sunny, and now she's kind of not so sunny.
You know you want me.
I mean, it's sad, man. I don't know. How can you get to that point?
Bill's off to see her right now. He's like, later.
Oh, shit. Let's go. No, but, yeah, I guess that's it, though, guys. I mean, unless you guys have anything else you want to mention on here, it's been a fun little conversation about all kinds of interesting subjects, and definitely we'll have to check out the new Art of Wrestling show with CM Punk Part 2, I guess, next week. That'll be another fun listen.
Oh, yeah.
Then NXT pay-per-view's coming up soon.
Yeah, we got the NXT pay-per-view. We've got
our Evolution.
Yeah.
We got that coming up, whatever Steve said. And TLC 2014. I'm looking forward to the Ryback Kane match, the chair match.
I can't wait.
Will Kane be wearing his slacks?
Yeah.
Actually, that was actually a funny thing that CM Punk talked about. That he didn't want to get out, and Kane had to sit out there for like ever during the Royal Rumble and wait for him.
Makes you want to go back and watch it.
I just put it on right now. Kane's like, all right, you're going out. Like, nah, not yet. And then he had to.
There was something else that he mentioned too that makes me want to go back and figure out where this was at. One of the shows, I think it was one of the SmackDown shows. He said he shit his pants.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
Because he was taking so many of those Z-Packs. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
I would like to go back and see if you can actually tell. That would be embarrassing as hell right there. That would be one of the worst things that could ever happen.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So
especially when you're wearing Speedo or whatever.
Yeah. Hopefully he was wearing black, so you couldn't really tell as much, but you never know. Yeah. All right, guys. Well, thanks for joining us on here, and we'll have to do it again soon sometime. We will definitely do some more WrestleManiac stuff. Check out that Facebook page. We'll keep you updated there. Pizzal, anything going on with the Sausage Factory coming up you want to mention on here?
We'll be back next Thursday, and next Thursday at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on the Sausage Factory YouTube channel. Be there or be square.
Hell yeah. All right, man. And we'll check that out. Check all our stuff out, DEADPIT.com and the Facebook pages and all that bullshit. And we will see you guys next time. When's the NXT show? We'll definitely try to do something for that.
12/11.
Maybe.
Well,
Is it the 14th?
I thought it was 11. That's when Kevin Steen's going to be on there.
Oh yeah. All right, yeah, the 11th.
Okay. Yeah, we'll try to do something either on that Thursday or that Friday if you guys want to.
Yeah, I'm down with that.
Cool.
All right. We'll see you guys then, and thanks again for everybody for checking it out. Enjoy the rest of the holiday weekend, and don't eat too much more turkey. I'm about sick of it already.
Yeah. All right,
See you
take
guys.
care.
See you guys.
Later.